Hello and welcome to Debunk Kenya, the channel where we bust myths about celebrities and bring you facts about issues. William Ruto was declared the winner of the Kenyan 2022 August elections. But after taking over as president, the man is only becoming less popular with the masses day in day out. We bring you the reason why Ruto is on this slippery slope. Number 1. Ruto heavily overpromised things he could not deliver. In his campaigns, he made countless promises to the common man on how he will improve things. However, 6 months after being sworn in, the man has done none of what he promised. Number 2. President Ruto is in campaign mode even after elections. It's evident that Ruto was speaking and making unrealistic promises during the political campaigns to win over voters. Unfortunately, the president, even after taking the mantle, continued to make more promises to Kenyan instead of delivering what he promised. He is still campaigning even after taking over. This is a reflection that Ruto actually had no plan for the country. It recalled to mind that the same Ruto made promises when he was the deputy president in Uhuru's government but failed to deliver on every major thing he promised. Ruto keeps annoying Kenyans by making more promises every other day but not delivering anything. By this he portrays an acute lack of accountability and total unseriousness. Once this is the case, people lose trust in you and consider you more of a politician than a leader. Number 3. President Ruto and his deputy are full of double-speak. Before they took over power, the duo kept blaming the previous government, citing how they were running down the country, yet they knew part of the problem was caused by the COVID pandemic and the Russo-Ukraine war. However, when Ruto and his deputy took over and failed to turn around things in 3 months as they promised, they now turned around through their proxy politicians to tell the nation that the effects of COVID will take time before the economy recovers. This is clearly double-speak because when they were campaigning, the economic troubles were never due to COVID or the Ukraine war, but when they are in power, now it's about these two issues. This makes Kenyans feel that the man has no stand and will say anything to get what he wants. Number 4. President Ruto and his deputy love playing the Uhuru-Raila blame game too much. Before taking over, it was justifiable to blame Uhuru and Raila. However, even after taking over and being sworn in, Ruto and his deputy always blame Uhuru and Raila for their own failure to deliver, and this feels too far extended. However, everyone knows that Ruto was the deputy president in that regime, therefore he was at the very helm of that mismanagement, and blaming the previous government only show how he presided over the corruption and plunder that he keeps talking about. Number 5. President Ruto has heavily showed tribalism in his government. Kenya is a country with over 45 tribes. When a president takes over power and fills senior government positions with only people from his tribe, he sends a very bad message that you feel that your tribe owns the country. By doing this, Ruto is displaying some very bad tendencies and habits perpetuated and entrenched by the former president Daniel Moi, which were so divisive and broke the country along tribal lines. Tribalism is one evil Kenyans struggle with, but a president boldly displaying it means that he has no regard for others. Opportunities belong to all Kenyans, not just those who voted for you or your tribesmen. Number 6. Ruto started playing with the idea of removing presidential term limits. Ruto is a close confidant, friend and student of the Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni, who has been in power for over 3 decades now. Ruto, through some members of parliament, started floating around the idea of dislodging the term limits from the constitution. This did not go well with many Kenyans and the civil society at large. In turn, it has sparked succession talks in the opposition, which you must realize enjoys a huge and growing support from the locals. This is a direction that no country wants to take at all. Number 7. Excessive borrowing by Ruto's government. Ruto's government came to power claiming that they will put a stop on the borrowing that Uhuru's government was doing, a government that Mark he was part of. However, it's very sad that Ruto's government has embarked on a borrowing spree, and not for constructive things but for luxurious expenditure like travel and entertainment. Ruto in his first 6 months has been traveling the world recklessly at the expense of the taxpayer. This is the same man who wanted to put a stop to the borrowing but has now become the chief borrower. Number 8. The Unga factor. Ruto came to power when maize flour, which is a staple food for many, was retailing at a high price of 200 Kenya shilling for 2 kilograms. In his campaign, he had promised that he would reduce the price of maize flour and take the cost of living down by reducing taxes on items and reducing the fuel prices. Fast forward 6 months into power, the 2 kilograms of maize now cost 230 shillings. To make matter worse, Ruto and his deputy keep angering Kenyans by insisting that the price of flour has gone down, yet it's a lie. The common man has only witnessed a rise in food prices and life has become even more unbearable. In conclusion, Ruto has proven that he is a man of many words but zero actions. To say that his promises are empty would only be a polite way to put it. Most Kenyans are disappointed in him as life gets tougher and taxes increase but service delivery is zero, while all he does is blame Uhuru and pile more promises on top of what he has failed to do. He is hell-bent on rewarding his loyalists rather than reviving the economy. Ruto was happy to be president of Kenya but did not anticipate that in this job one has to not only promise but also deliver. This is Debunk Kenya. Thanks for watching.